When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Thus, we have a giant circle of sand that is meant to be a coliseum. And you have all that general admission standing room around the edges of it to watch great-grandma fight off a lion. Wants to gradually move me to the right, and that's messing with me. But yeah, there's this little secret spot high up where you can get high while you're high on life. Yeah, so we broke into a store in the middle of the night. There are fences. I mean, basically any custom block I have is here. Pool tables, ovens, kitchen shit, mirrors, toilets, chairs, tables, graves. If you want to buy a gravestone, you can buy a gravestone at Target. Shit, mirrors, toilets, chairs, tables, graves. If you want to buy a gravestone, you can buy a gravestone at Target. We have your little checkout aisles with the conveyor belts that are, 2 by 2, because they don't just have one long conveyor, they actually have 2 that are short and right in front of each other. And then over here you have the electronics department with just the computers and Xboxes and GameCubes and TVs and everything else that you've come to expect, because I really start to repeat my fucking self. And at a time, I had hockey sticks and pucks in here, but then it just got to be, I needed those custom blocks for something else, so I just left it to be the Blues logo. And I'm talking really fast because I want to try and move through this shit and end it quickly. Oh, and dervish cubes. So we go up here, and I don't know if Targets even have pharmacies, but this one does. And you have your waiting area here, and you have the spot where you actually hop up, because pharmacies always seem to be like raised up. I don't understand why they are, but they are raised up for all the magicians to put little magic pills in bottles and make them dance for your consumption. And that's why I'm not feeling that great right now, is because I'm hungry. My stomach just grumbled and I want a fucking sandwich, but I'm going to try and tough it out and finish this goddamn video so we can be done with this shit and move on with our lives. Over here is the bank. I know it's going to feel like I'm rushing through shit, but sorry. And I don't know why. I honestly do not know why I built it with like 5 letters for the B, or 5 blocks wide for the B, and the A, and the N, and the K looks like shit because it's only 4. And then there's an exclamation mark and a smiley face. I mean, that is probably the worst sign on this entire world. I just never got around to actually fixing it, like most other shit. But you have all your lines to go up and have your monies given to you by the bank. And I guess there's a door here now. I don't really remember building that. Yeah. Then we go over here where you can walk in and be part of the bank telling fortune prophecy shit. Go down here, and this is all lit up as it should be, where you have all the saves with all the money. And hey, I wonder where this leads to. Do you remember like 4 videos ago? Because that's probably what it is, because I'm not going to make one large-ass video. But yeah, this is where this leads to. And this is what was behind this crystalline door of the occultic pit. And now I'm going to fast forward the time so that it's not dark, or as dark. Yeah. Daylight. But yeah, that's all this was. It just led down to the pit, and or the chasm, as I always called it. But anyway, that's the bank in a nutshell. We'll just exit this now before I get arrested. It's kind of funny. That's where Stephen Paddock's dad liked to hang out. Anyway, you can definitely tell when I'm making this video is the kind of humor that I'm having. So we have a spleef arena here. As I mentioned what spleef was when we showed the Rubik's Cube. It's basically just where you'd have guns and you'd shoot the canvas blocks out from underneath the feet of people until they land on a block that's not a canvas block. And of course this is all black, so it's really hard to fucking see, even with lighting. But there was a second floor if I can fly up, but I can't because controls suck. Anyway, I'm just gonna stop trying to show that, because it's really fucking difficult with darkness. Anyway, here, as you saw a few times earlier, this is the church, where you have all the seats where people can be indoctrinated into believing Christianity being real. And then you have the church, crosses behind you. Wasn't really much more to this because there's really not much more to religion than, you know, made up bullshit. I'm just all over the place right now. You love that? I don't really know what to feel. I don't have feelings anymore. Here's a Marathon gas station, in case we needed that. It's your little gas pumps, and for some reason the only thing this gas station actually sells are Rubik's Cubes, or Dervish Cubes. And then here we have a memorial to the Twin Towers with the American flag. Yes, there are actually 50 stars if you want to pause the video and count. And down here, now obviously it doesn't look exactly like the American flag, but how am I going to do that in a game that's all cubes? Anyway, it has a sign that says remember 9/11. I only imagine that means so you can do better next time. And if we look through the buildings, you can actually see that there were floors. Is that it had, as in poor taste as this is, at one time I wanted to actually make it to where you could walk into the towers. And I even had the idea of actually building the plane inside one of the buildings. Now that sounds in terrible taste, and it is, but I wanted to kind of go about the creative challenge of actually building a plane inside a building. Ultimately, I didn't do it, not because it was in poor taste, even though it is, but I didn't do it because that was going to be really challenging and I didn't want to take that on. It got to be about me being lazy as shit and not really how horrible it is. Because, I mean, you are an artist and you gotta take some creative liberty somewhere. Anyway, this is actually a building dedicated to a dying industry. So yeah, there's just a bunch of flimsy pieces of dead trees in here, with a spiral staircase in homage to Harry Potter. And then we go to the very back, and there's like this little colored area missing yellow blocks, so it looks really kind of creepy. But that's basically just like a little area where the 90-year-old woman will read to the 8-year-old children and feel good about herself, like she's making a difference in the world. So we'll go back outside, and one thing I skipped over while talking about plans for the future of our country that I don't have. I just realized like I could get myself on the FBI's most wanted list just by having a terrible sense of humor. So here's a swimming pool, and as you can see, men's side, women's side, but they're generally the fucking same. Like, they literally look the same on the inside. And you have a pool here, and you can actually swim down underneath and end out on the outside pool. That's all there is. That's all I care to show. It's kind of weird that there are actually windows on top and you can look into the locker rooms. Not really sure why I left that. Anyway, here's another spleef arena, and I will just show that as you can see how far down it goes by how many block levels are down below. Yeah, you get the idea. I don't really feel like going all the way down through all of them.